Hi guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Ifunai, and if this is your first time seeing my face on this channel, you are welcome. I share sewing tutorials and tips on my channel and everything concerning sewing. So please hit the subscribe button if you've not subscribed and click on the notification bell so you get notified whenever I upload a new video. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much guys for coming back. So today we are going to be learning how to cut and sew this beautiful shirt top that you see me putting on. Trust me guys, this is a very fun tutorial that I'm very sure you would love to watch, and if that's something you're interested in, let's get started. Alright guys, so this is what I'm going to be working with. I have my elastic thread right here, and then I have this thread. This is navy blue thread, and that's because I'm working with a navy blue fabric as well. So I have my tape, my scissors, my chalk, ruler, and yeah, my fabric, which is the most important part of this tutorial. So let's get right into this. Guys, the first thing I'm going to do is to take note of my bust measurement. So the bust measurement I'm working with is 35 inches. Or rather, my bust measurement is 35 inches. So I'm going to be multiplying 35 by 2. So 35 plus 35 is 70 inches. So I have 70 inches now, right? So I'm going to be subtracting 10 inches from that 70 inches. So I have 60 inches. So I'm going to work in with 60 inches. I'm doing it like this because you know this is a shirt top. So, and we're going to run elastic thread all through this fabric. So that when you're done, it returns to a smaller size. So now, whatever bust measurement you're going to be working with, if you're working with bust 40 or bust 50, you're going to be multiplying it by 2. So whatever you have, you're going to be subtracting 10 inches from it. So what you have now is what you're going to be using as the width of the fabric, you understand? Alright, so since I have 60 as the width of the fabric, after doing my calculations, I'm just going to make sure that I'm just going to take my measurement and make sure that it's up to 60 on this point right here. Alright, so you can see it's 60, so I'm just going to trim off this remaining part, or you could leave it if you want to, but you should just make sure that what you have is enough to give you what you want. Alright, so now that I'm done with that and I'm sure that this is giving me the width which I want, I'm just going to fold it up into 4 like this, into 4 equal parts. So now I want to take the length of the top that I'm going to be working with, and you know, since this is a crop top, I'm going to be taking the measurement. And so the measurement I want to work with is I don't want my own to be so short, so I'm going to be working with 11 inches. Actually it's 10 inches, but because I'm going to be folding it up on the beginning part and on the end part, that's I'm going to be leaving 1 inch extra, so I'm going to be marking 11 on this point right here. So I'm just going to cut it out now. So guys, this is what I have. So the next thing I want to do now is to go over to my sewing machine, and then I'm just going to fold up this area like this, and then I would fold up this other area like this as well. So guys, this is what it looks like after I was done folding up both the bottom part and the top part right here. So now it's time to start working on the main shirring. And so now I have my elastic thread right here and my bobbin as well as my bobbin case. So guys, if you have an extra bobbin, it's advisable you make use of, you have a special bobbin case for whenever you want to share any dress. This is because the elastic thread is quite loose, so it makes the bobbin case a bit loose. So when you want to work with it to sew a normal dress, that's when you want to fix your normal thread in this one, it becomes loose. I don't know if you understand what I just explained. So this is my bobbin case for my elastic thread. I only make use of it whenever I want to share any dress. I have another one for whenever I want to sew. So guys, now what I'm just going to do is to reel my elastic thread on my bobbin case. You can make use of a sewing machine to reel it if you want to, or you can do it manually. I'm done reeling my elastic thread on my bobbin, so now I'm just going to fix it in my bobbin case. You have to be very careful while you're handling this because it's always very easy to lose. So now I'm just going to fix it in my bobbin case like this. And so now let's go over to our sewing machine and start working on this piece.
So guys, before I start working on anything on my sewing machine, I like oiling my machine first. And so now it's time to start working on this dress. And as you can see, I already have my thread passed already on my sewing machine, and then I'm going to be fixing my bobbin casing where it's supposed to be. And like I said earlier, I have a different bobbin case for stitching normal dresses, and I have a bobbin casing whenever I want to share dresses. So now I want to start sewing this up, and I'm just going to place it on my sewing machine. You're going to do it exactly the same way you want to stitch dresses. And so as you can see, I'm just running a straight stitch all the way down, and you can see it's giving this ruched effect on the other side. So I'm just going to run a straight stitch till I've gotten to the end of the fabric. So guys, at this point now I'm done running the first stitch, so I'm just going to cut out my thread, and I'll repeat the same process for the second line, and that is basically what I'm going to do till I'm done with this fabric. And one thing you should know is when you're running this elastic stitch on your fabric, you're going to making sure that it's not pleated. You're just going to be running it on a straight fabric. You're going to making sure that where you have your fold or where you have your elastic, you're going to open it up before you run your elastic stitch. I hope you understand what I just explained, guys. So guys, you're just going to repeat the same process. You go on and on and on, and as you can see, this shirring is coming out very beautiful already. And please don't forget that you're not going to stitch on any pleats. You're just going to open it up so that it comes out very neat and very beautiful. And so right here, my elastic thread got finished, so I had to reel another one off camera, and now I'm fixing it back on my bobbin casing, and I'm just going to fix it back there, and I would continue from where I stopped. So guys, at this point where my stitch stopped before my elastic thread finish, I'm just going to be coming up there by 1.5 of an inch before I start my stitching. So the essence of doing this is so that your elastic is not going to lose. So wherever your elastic stop or wherever your stitching stop, you're just going to come up before the stitches, and you're just going to continue your shirring. So guys, I'm almost done sharing this top right here, and I'm on the last line. Trust me guys, this is a whole lot of work, so you just have to dedicate your time to this.
I'm done sharing it up, and I went ahead to iron this top part right here and also this part as well, so that it's going to relax. And this is what it looks like, so you can see how small it looks. All right, so the next thing I want to do now is to turn it over to this wrong side, and I'm going to trim off all the excess threads. I have a lot of excess thread on this side, and that's because my elastic thread, I had to like reel it all over again, so you're going to be having excess thread on this side. So guys, now what I'm just going to do now is to fold it up like this, and I'll fold it up, and then I'll make use of my pin to pin it up on this side. So guys, now that I'm done pinning it up on this side, now it's time to shape it up. And so to do that now, I'm just going to be slanting it on this side, because this is the top area and this is the waist area. So I want the waist is supposed to be smaller than this up part. So what I'm just going to do now is to take it up like this. So guys, I'll go over to my sewing machine, and then I'll stitch it up like this. You can see the chalk which I drew. This side is bigger than this side. Okay guys, so I've gone ahead to close this side up now. What I'm just going to do is to carefully cut out the excess. So guys, this is what it looks like now. You can see it's looking beautiful already, and so now it's time to work on the straps. And so for the straps, I already cut out my straps. And so the length of, I have 4 of this because we're going to be attaching one on this side and one on this other side as well, and one on this and one on this other side as well, because we're going to be tying it up. Okay, so the length of this strap that I'm going to be working with is about 23 inches. So if you want to work with a strap that is very long, you can go with something more than 23. So as you can see, I have 23 inches, and this point now I have like 1.5 of an inch. Okay, so what I'm just going to do now is to fold it up like this, and then I would close up one end of this strap like this and also come all the way down. So I'll use my sewing machine to stitch it up all the way down to this other end. I won't close this other end, and so I will do the same thing for the other 3 straps. I'm doing that now, and this is the part where I closed up, as you can see, and this is the other part which I didn't close up. So first things first, I'm going to take out the excess that I have on this side. So this is what I have after I was done with that. So now I'm just going to be turning it over from this part which I didn't close. And so I'm using my broom. If I don't have a loop turner, so that's why I'm working with a broom. So if you have a loop turner, great, you can work with that. So guys, this is what one of the loop looks like. So I'll go ahead and iron it out so that it's going to be very flat. And after doing that, now I'll do the same for these other 3 straps off camera, and so I'll iron them up as well. So guys, I've gone ahead to iron it up, and you can see it looks very neat already. So now it's time to fix it up on my shirt top. So what I'm just going to do now is to fold this up like this. Remember, this is the top part and this is the bottom. So I'm going to fold it up like this into 2 and make sure that it's equal. All right, so I'll get my tape, and then I'm going to be marking out 3.5 of an inch. So if you're working with some a bigger body size, you can go ahead and mark 4 inches or 4.5 of an inch. So I'm going to be working with 3.5 of an inch. So from the center is where I'm placing my tape, and I'll mark 3.5 of an inch on this point. I'll do the same for the other side as well. Okay, so now that I'm done giving that mark now, what I'm going to do now is to get my pin and get one strap just like this. So on the part where I didn't fold up or where I didn't close up, I would place it from inside, from the wrong side of this top, and then make sure that it's meeting the points where we marked, or the chalk where we marked. So I would pin it up on this point like this. So that's for the first strap, and so I'll get the second strap on the parts where we didn't close up. I'll also do the same thing for this other side as well, and then I'll pin it up right here. So I'll turn it over to this other side as well, and so I'll also do the same thing for the other 2 straps. So guys, now that I'm done pinning it up together, what I'm just going to now is to go back to my sewing machine, and then on each point I'm just going to stitch it up like this. And to stitch it, you're going to make sure that you're going to be stitching on the part where you have your thread. So it's either you stitch on this first line right here where I have my thread, or you stitch on this point. You don't want to make extra stitch so that your work is not going to be rough. So I hope you understand what I just explained. And so you stitch on the 4 points which you already pinned up. So guys, I am done fixing my straps, and this is what it looks like. So I'm just going to tie it up like this, or maybe when I put it on, I'll tie it up so that it's going to sit properly on my shoulder. So guys, basically we've come to the end of this tutorial video. Thank you so much guys for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you've not subscribed. Guys, please hit the subscribe button, like this video, and if you have any question, leave it in the comment section. I'll be there to answer your questions, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.